you guys. Welcome back to my channel. I'm such a hot mess this morning. And also welcome back to my unmade bed. It's a Monday morning. Welcome to it. We've had let me just tell you, the boys and I had a weekend. And I'm still working on finishing my smoothie. I did that thing where I had like a lapse in judgment last night. I decided it would be a better idea to put, I don't know what happened. Normally I'm really good about putting my bananas in the freezer and leaving them there. And for some reason last night I decided just to put them in the refrigerator. But I will tell you this, when you don't put your bananas in the freezer and you go and make your smoothie, it's always cold. I mean, the fruit was frozen, but anyway, this, that wasn't cold enough, so I just ate the rest of mine. I'm so sorry. Anyway, this has been in the freezer for like the last 20 minutes, so that's where we are with that. So we're gonna drinking some water, gotta stay hydrated. Alright, let's get into it because I really want to share what happened this weekend. So, on Saturday, my husband and I really do like to sleep in, and we didn't do that this Saturday because we had an event to go to really early in the morning, and it was with my son. We got to go to the Best Buddies Walk Capital Region and do the walk with the team from his school. This was the first year we did it. Apparently they did it last year and we didn't. For some reason we didn't do it last year, but this is the first year that we did it, and it was awesome. It was a great event. It was held on the mall in DC. If I can, I'll put pictures in. But if you follow me on Instagram, I'm Positively Carly on Instagram, and there are a bunch there. So most of the pictures that I took are on Instagram. So Positively Carly, go find them. Just because I don't really know how to edit videos that well. I'm still learning, so. Maybe one day I'll like have a really great video. Who knows? But right now, it's not happening. But yeah. So we went to the Best Buddies walk. It was great. We lost a walker. I had to have the DJ who was doing the announcing announce his name so that we could find him, but luckily he came back. So thank God. But it was great. It was, they said there was over 2,000 people this year, which is amazing. And they had such a wonderful, like, it was so well thought out and very well planned. They had food, they had donuts, they had coffee, they had Kind bars, which were vegan, which I was super excited about because I didn't think I was going to be able to eat anything. But they had fruit. They had honey oat bars, which I couldn't have because, you know, honey, don't eat that. And what else? And they had waters and sodas. And after the walk, they got Lido's pizza. So good. So everybody had pizza. They had chips. It was awesome. So it was a really great event. The Best Buddies organization is amazing. They do all these really wonderful things for people with special needs. So that's autism, Down syndrome, NOS, PPD, cerebral palsy, any special need that you have, they are a big proponent of inclusion, which is awesome, which is also what I am. I'm a big proponent of inclusion just because my son has autism, and you know, a lot of the time people don't really know how to handle that and you know how to include him in events. But I have to say this was like one of those really great events. The kids for the general ed kids from his school that are part of Best Buddies, they came. They were so great to him. His best buddy, who is just the sweetest boy, they were just so great. They held the banner. It was a great event, and we had a lot of fun. We had to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning because we had to go get to the bus at 7:45. And then we went to DC, and the walk started at 9. We walked around. If you ever go to DC and they do these walks, and they do them often. So they're usually around the National Mall. So you walk up a mile to the you start at the Capitol building or across the street from it. So you start at the Capitol building, and then you walk to the Washington Monument. You walk around the Washington Monument, and you walk down towards the, I'm pointing like you guys know what I'm talking about, towards the World War II Memorial, and then you walk around, you don't walk around the memorial, but you walk on the side of the Washington Monument, and then you walk back around, and then you walk back to the Capitol building. So that is 3 miles. And we did it because for the last 2 weekends, we have been walking 2.5 miles around our neighborhood because we've been trying to train for this walk. And I'm glad we did because we really needed it. So that was great. Here's another thing that was really awesome, which I'm super excited about. The day before the walk, a friend of mine from high school who I haven't seen in over 20 years, she and I were both in basic skills. Now what that means, I have a learning disability. I have a visual motor deficit, so I have dyslexia, dysgraphia, and dyscalculia. The dyscalculia is the worst one. I cannot do math to save my life. It sucks. It's so bad. I'm not really sure what her learning disabilities are, but we were both in the same classification of kids that had learning disabilities in high school, at least in high school. And she was apparently was having a lot of trouble as an adult getting a job. Stand by. My dog is having issues. Come here. Come here, baby. You need some lovins. Do you want back up onto bed? Is that what you're after? Oh, say hi, Squeaky. Hi. You sweet puppy. You sweet puppy. I love you so much. Rah, rah, rah. Sorry. He likes the bed. He wants to be in the sunshine. Sorry. So anyway, what was I talking about? Oh yeah. So I saw that on Facebook that she was going to be there, and I said, "Oh, I'm going to be there too. I hope I find you." So when we got there, I didn't see her. It was over 2,000 people, so what are the odds? So I was like, I didn't see her, so I was like, well, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. But then they started having announcements, and they were like saying, thanks so much for coming, and one of the sponsors of the event pointed my friend out, and I was like, oh my gosh, she's here. And I said, that's my friend. I pointed to my husband, and I was like, oh, that's my friend. So I run over, and I say hi to her, and like we hug, and it's so good to see her. I haven't seen her over 20 years. It's just good to see people from your past sometimes, especially somebody who knows what you go through on a daily basis as far as, having to overcompensate for the fact that you have this brain difference and that your synapses don't fire off quite as fast as everybody else's does. So it was just so good to see her. And then we were talking, and I got a picture with her, and she said to me, she goes, I always remembered you from high school because you were like one of the only people that was really nice to me. I had to stop myself from crying. That was like the nicest thing anybody had ever said to me. She's like, yeah, you were one of the only people that was ever nice to me. I was like, well, because I never had a problem with her. I always thought she was a really nice person. And then I started to think about it, and I was like, there was probably a lot more going on that I was not aware of with her. I was like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. So I gave her a hug. Again, tried not to cry, but that didn't work. So here I am in tears, and, she's just so sweet to me. She's so nice. And then it just kind of struck me. I was like, God bless my mother. Honestly, I love my mom to pieces, and she's one of the most amazing women I know. She raised 3 children, basically by herself. She didn't have my dad was out of the picture, and he, was very adamant about not wanting to be in the picture. And so, but the one thing that my mom always raised us with was this unwavering, she always told us to be kind to people. But that's how she raised us, because that's how my mother was. My mom, is an example of somebody who's just very kind, and she was always kind to everybody. So it really impacted me. So I always tried to be really kind to everybody, and I I never really thought that that was gonna come back to me ever. And it just, warmed my heart and kind of broke my heart a little bit, because I was like, I'm the only one that was ever really nice to you in high school. That's so sad. That's so sad. Like, if I had known that, I would have made more of an effort to, like, be more social with her. But, we didn't have a lot of classes together, but every time I saw her, I remember saying hi to her. I was like, hi, how are you? How's your day going? I remember doing that, but just, I don't know, just makes me sad that we're in our 40s now, and she's still, like, that's still almost like looking for people that are going to be kind to you. I was like, wow, that's crazy. But that was a good day. So we had fun at the day, and then we went home, and my son and I crashed hard. And then I decided, now's a good time to run to the grocery store and get a couple of essentials for next week. I didn't buy groceries for the whole week just because we had another event we had to go to that night, which was homecoming. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, homecoming, best buddies walk, same day. Very tired. But luckily my son, we didn't stay for the dance. Thank God. My husband and I came home. He watched the games. I stayed in bed and watched YouTube videos, because that's what I do now. And then we went back and picked our son up, came back home, went to bed, woke up on Saturday morning. He took my husband took the dog for a walk. I woke up, got our son ready. Oh, and let me tell you this, the Saturday night, my son did not want to sleep, which I was kind of prepared for. So I spent most of the night in his room sleeping, because he wasn't sleeping. It was one of those things where he was just like totally psyched up, had a big day, had a nap. So you just kind of have to take that with a grain of salt and do what you got to do. Which means, in my case, I had to go lay down with him. I fell asleep. I think he fell asleep around 4 o'clock in the morning. I don't know. But anyway, Sunday morning, fast forward Sunday morning. So we decide, we didn't decide. My mom was in a show. She was in Hello, Dolly, but it was out where she lives, and she lives about an hour and a half to 2 hours away from us. So my sister came over to babysit. Sorry, not babysit. Corey sit. Came over to Corey sit. And then me and my husband drove an hour and a half to my mom's show, Hello, Dolly. She was amazing, by the way. She wasn't Dolly, but she was part of the ensemble, and she was the only one that could hit those really high notes, because she's a diva. And she knows it. Just like me. That's where I get it. That's not really true. She's not really a diva. She's just, she's just chill. Awesome. But she did a really good job. The whole cast was amazing. Amazing. Lick of the Wood Players. Good stuff. And then we drove another hour and a half to come back home, where we found out that my son ate all of the Oreos in the house. I was mad, because I love me an Oreo or 2 or 3. But I can go buy more later. I'm not really worried about it. So, in any event, that's what happened. That's my weekend. I hope you really liked this video. Please like and subscribe if you did. You can comment. That's cool too. Anyway, you guys, I hope everyone has a really awesome day today. It's Monday. I have to work late tonight, but I'm really glad I got to do this video for you and finish kind of drinking my smoothie. Yeah, good stuff. All right, anyway, peace out. Love yourselves, love each other. Bye.